Alright, let's go ahead and start 2-point perspective. So you should have already done 1-point perspective, and again, we did a warm-up on that if you did not on the computer. And again, if you've not done 1-point perspective, you need to go back and make sure you understand that. There are several tutorials you can find online or through my classroom page. Today, though, what we're going to do is we're going to do 2-point perspective. And we're going to do that very similarly to the way we did 1-point. So the first thing we're going to do is start with our horizon. Okay? So again, we are going to call that the horizon. And this is just our intro lesson. So we're going to review some terms here. The horizon is where the Earth meets the sky. Okay, so again, where the sunset takes place. Now, with 1-point perspective, what you guys did was you used one vanishing point, and oftentimes it kind of looks like a train track. A lot of kids draw a train track, or like there's a road in the center, and it kind of just looks like a triangle going to 1 point. We're not going to do that, though. We're going to have 2 vanishing points on one horizon, which makes sense. It's the horizon. Again, like that would be the sunset. So we're going to have one here, and you can put them further out if you'd like. And we're going to put one here. And we want to put these nice and far on the edges of our paper, because all of our orthogonal lines, again, that's the lines that go to a vanishing point, are going to go to one of these 2 points. The only lines that don't go to an orthogonal line in this situation are going to be our vertical lines. Okay, so let's get started. The very first thing we're going to do is we are simply going to draw an exterior. Okay? So just like we did with our 3 boxes, we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to do a box that is eye level. We're going to do a box that is worm's eye view. And we're going to do a box that is bird's eye view. So to do these, I'm simply going to draw a vertical line there, up here at the top, and down here at the bottom. And again, you'll notice this is very different already from first 1-point perspective, because, ooh, that one's so crooked. We'll deal with it. But you can notice these are very, very different because we're not drawing a square. Okay, so what's happening here is 1-point perspective is like you're seeing the edge of, the box. Okay, so you'd be seeing this side, and then this line is our orthogonal. But again, you still have a square. When we look at here is we're looking more at a box like this, and the line that we have drawn is the line closest to us right here, this white line. That is going to be our actual box. Therefore, this side and this side are both orthogonal lines, and this would represent a image that is on the horizon because we can't see the top and we can't see the bottom. But again, as we move it lower, we're going to see more of the top. So again, this is orthogonal, orthogonal, and here we can see the top. So this would be a bird's eye view. And if we go up here, we would have the same thing with the side, and we can start to see the bottom as it moves above our eye line. So all we need to start with are 3 lines. Again, that's the corner of our box. And then all we're going to do is make each edge go from the vanishing point to the edge of our work here. So it's going to kind of look like this. Again, I'm kind of drawing dark. You can draw as light as you can get it because you are going to erase these. I want to make sure to draw a little darker so the camera picks it up for you. So what I'm doing right now, these are my orthogonal lines. And there we have one box. Now, just like in the last one with 1-point perspective, our verticals in this case are going to stay parallel. That means they never cross. So if this is my vertical here, I'm going to slide this down. And to make the vertical, I can cut it off wherever I want. If I want the box to look, very similar, I can do that. If I want it to be a real long box, I would just bring it further down. And we end up with, again, let's just shade it in, with our box. So we're going to erase our orthogonals. And again, the lighter we draw them, the better. And I'm going to erase the horizon that's on the inside so I can leave one side white. And there you go. And now we can see that same kind of box right here where we can see one side and the other side. And here's our corner. The first line we drew is this white line. Alright, let's go ahead and try the worm's eye view. So up here, again, the process stays the same, but when we get up here to the top, you're going to see there's an additional step. So again, we're going to draw very lightly. And once you have this down, you're still going to use a straight edge or a ruler, but you're not going to need to draw the lines all the way to the orthogonal. You just need to use the ruler to the orthogonal. So again, this is as far as we were on the last one. But as you can see, we're missing the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off wherever we want. So I'm going to cut this one off here, and I'm going to cut this one off here. Darken those lines just so you can see them nicely. And now what we kind of see is it looks like it's an open book. Almost looks like a folder, a notebook. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm erasing these orthogonals we don't need. And now all I'm going to do is take my vanishing point and go until I hit the corner. So this vanishing point goes to here. And again, I can draw that the whole way. And this vanishing point goes to here. And that tells me where to cut the box off. So the box doesn't keep going. The orthogonal doesn't keep going. It stops right there. And I erase those orthogonal lines. And now you can see the cube. You can see side 1, side 2. And since it's above the horizon, we can see the bottom of it like it's floating in the air. Alright. Let's go ahead down here to the last one. And again, it's the same process. We're going to go to the vanishing point there. The vanishing point there. On the right side, we're going to go to the vanishing point on the right. And then again, we're just going to select where to cut it off. If we want to cut it off, again, try to keep the verticals nice. Just cut it off where you want. And once your cube is cut off, again, this one's looks much more like a folder. You know, like back in the day, you probably set folders up if you were hiding your answers or something on a quiz. And it would look something like this. But again, we don't want a folder. We want a cube. So it's got to have a roof. And as you can see, if this corner went that way, it's the same here. So this side is going to go to this vanishing point. And that leaves this corner going to the opposite vanishing point. And again, tells us where to cut them off. And we end up with our cube. So again, we are using, this is on the horizon, or eye level. This here is worm's eye view, as though the worm were looking up from the ground. And this one is bird's eye. As a bird flies over, it would see the roof. So this is 3 different views using 2-point perspective. Alright, you need to practice this, make sure you can do it, and then submit your best work.